And, like, I have a lot of, like, trauma towards this because, like, being a kid, I was evicted all the time. So, like, now being an adult, I'm like, "This is happening again. Like, when is it gonna end?"
Rental
So,
assistance is a lot harder to get into than you think, John.
it
I
is
mean, I don't know what it's
very
like where you're at.
so, I grew up where my mom got, public housing when I was 6 or 7, and we had that until I was about 16 years old, where fun fact, my brother and sister had actually been the ones that, like, to ruin that, cause my little sister was a little, like, I don't wanna say it, but she was a little hood rat and wanted to, uh, get into fights with people and argue with people at our apartment complex that accepted Section 8. And so the apartment manager was kind of biased towards our family and was like, "You guys have to get out." So we
Wait,
lost.
they're biased towards your family?
They were biased towards our family because, like, I don't want to, like,
It sounds like they're biased against your family.
oh,
Or do I have it right?
they were biased towards us. I don't know.
Okay.
As in, they liked you or they didn't like you?
They didn't like us.
Yeah,
They're
that
biased
answers the
against.
question.
Okay.
Right. Well, yeah, it's just especially in our current climate, people of color are basically being told to resent people who are white as much as possible. I mean, that's just the truth. So it doesn't infect all of them, thankfully, but that is a real thing. So I encountered it quite a bit. Growing up as like white trash in the ghettos, there were a lot of kids there that just attacked white kids for being white.
So there are two things that are working against me here. I've been trying to raise money for the last week or so for you. And actually we've done okay. I think we've raised about close to $800 in the last few days. But there are two things that I think that we need to clear up. And this has been an issue. Besides
One
the
of the
dog.
dogs is definitely jealous. Yep. That's, hey, you're lifting him up and you're not lifting me up.
Number one, everybody thinks that Wendy drove old Kyle to the protest. Like, Kyle gets in the car with her, and Wendy's driving along, and Kyle's got his AR-15. Right, they're driving to Wisconsin, and Wendy says, "Oh, now you go in there and shoot some BLM protesters for me, boy." And Kyle goes, "Oh yeah, Mom, I'll do that." Right? Did that happen, Wendy?
No, it didn't. Over and over again. I drove him. I bought the gun. It's even Binger said that I didn't drive him, and it's still in Twitter, Facebook.
Hey, we have another person.
Hey, what's up?
Who's there?
We have all of the Rittenhouse.
Oh, the Rittenhouses are here. That's great. Mackenzie, come forward. Introduce yourself.
Streaming at us live from the Rittenhouse.
Knows who I am. Everybody. Okay. Do I have a link? I got off work. I look rough. My hair looks like Hagrid. So
that's quite all right.
We'll survive.
Great. But you know what, Faith? I think you need to log out and log back in. You're kind of breaking up a bit on us.
Okay.
And Neil and I will take care of things in the meantime. So take your time, okay?
Okay.
So,
but it's great to have all three.
Yeah, no, it's great. We've never had all of them at one time. We had Mackenzie and Wendy, and then we had Faith by herself talking about the book. So.
Right. Hey, this is a good time to promote their fundraiser.
Yep. So if you guys go to the description of the video, you will see the link to it. I also put it in my chat. So, and I think I pinned it. We'll see if we didn't. If not, Johnny, you should also go to your chat and throw it in there. But anyway, but if you guys can give anything, please do, help these people out, help them out in their time of need. They're a good family, just basically got caught in extraordinary circumstances.
Mm-hmm. And keep in mind, they didn't shoot anybody, right? I mean, it's like Kyle, I mean, you could at least understand people's, their reluctance because he actually pulled the trigger, but they didn't have anything to do with any of that. And they're the ones that are catching the hell for it.
Right. I want to highlight this. Go ahead and finish.
Well, one of the things that Faith said was that the idea that the mother drove Kyle to the protest, which is a pure myth, and had something to do with him having a rifle, which is another pure myth, is hurting their chances of getting employment. And I've been telling people, quit this crap. 3 years later, and they're still propagating this myth. So I'm going to lay it out. Wendy Rittenhouse had nothing to do with Kyle being at the protest. Wendy Rittenhouse had nothing to do with Kyle having a gun. Pure myth.
He was also already in Kenosha. Nobody drove him there, like at least not specifically to engage in the riot.
And how far did he have to go to the protest? About 2 miles.
Right, exactly.
So one of the problems that people have here is that they think Kyle Rittenhouse, he's from Illinois, he showed up in Wisconsin. Therefore, he must have driven across the state lines with the rifle. Didn't happen. And people never understood that there might be another explanation. And the other explanation was that the gun may have already been in Wisconsin, and he may have already been in Wisconsin. They didn't even think that was a possibility.
We'll never mention the obsession about crossing state lines, which I did a video about this topic, was that there was literally over 100 people arrested who were rioting in Kenosha who had crossed state lines, some from as far away as Oregon. Apparently, it's okay to cross state lines to burn a city down. It's not okay to cross state lines to defend a city. But anyway, with that said, hello
All
there.
right,
Good to see your cat again. Your cat wants to be on the show. So if you ever wanted to know what the Rittenhouse family cat looked like, you now have a really good idea about
close up. All right, there's Wendy. Is Mackenzie still around?
No, she's kind of crabby right now.
That's okay.
Well, she just got off work. That would suck.
I get it. I mean, before the show's over, it'd be great if she could come back in and say hi.
Yeah.
Yep. For anybody who wants to hear from her side of the story, we did a great interview with her and her mother some time ago. I'm sure you can find them on both mine and Johnny's channels. So
okay, so can you guys fill us in on what it's been like for the last couple of months, because we haven't talked to you in a while.
Yeah.
And can your cat fill us in on the state of litter box for the last couple of months? Or hers. Yeah.
The last couple of months, honestly, have been extremely stressful. Mom, put the cat away.
Jeez, Mom, put your cat away.
Let Mackenzie deal with it.
Jealous. You want your nails cut?
Okay, Mom, continue. They asked how the last couple of months have been.
It's been stressful. I mean, with Faith getting sick and wanting to be in the hospital practically the whole month, and her losing her job, it put a more strain on Kenzie and I. Working more, my hours, they don't like to pay more than 40 hours. They want you to be
32 25 to 32 hours.
Like 32 hours or 26 hours, because they don't want to pay overtime. 40 hours, because they stated if you work more than 40 hours in X amount of months, you're going to ask for benefits. I'm like, I really don't care. I just want 40 hours. When people call off, they want you to work like always, or they'll just work short staff. But when they get new people, it's like they don't care about the old people. And the thing is, my supervisor, he Googled my name, found out who Kyle is. He showed my coworkers the incident that night, pictures of Kyle, pictures of me. That one with that lady wearing the camo saying it was me. Yep.
I remember that.
And the girls didn't care or anything. And these were my coworkers that are African American, because my supervisor had it out for me. I didn't do nothing to him or anything. I just do my job, and do the best as I can, and I go home. And he always says, "We have to get rid of her. We have to get rid of her." I didn't do anything wrong with him, and he's showing. One of my coworkers a couple weeks ago told me, it's like, "Yeah, I didn't." She goes, "I totally forgot about this," and she goes, "Like it's." He showed when we were in the office. It was me, the other two coworkers I had showed. He showed the incident of that night. What happened to your son? I looked at her. I said, "I'm like, what the?" In
What the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah, what the heck is what you said, right?
Yeah. But everybody knows me. He goes like this, and he's saying that was racist. That I was in the Ku Klux Klan.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I didn't say anything to him. I wrote a letter to the HR about it. I want to HR talk to her because with the line of work I do, I'm not saying what I do. I have to.
I said an airport agent.
No, I have to be cleared because I cleared for this job. And when I started, I told the lady who was doing the paperwork about who I was, and she went to HR. She stated that with confidentiality and safety, you'll be okay. A couple months later, this guy comes. I mean, I started before him. I had more seniority, but he's a supervisor. He whatever. And I went to her a couple weeks ago, and I was talking to her about it, and now I have to, corporate's involved, and I have to talk to corporate this week about what he's been saying about me and my family. Then 2 weeks ago, they tried to send me home early, and I was drunk. Literally trying to send me home because he was stating I was drunk, that he got a phone call from another person. I was by my one coworker. She goes, like, if you weren't even drunk, I would have smelled it on you. I was pissed. I wrote an email to my HR about it, and she's taking this very seriously and everything. I talked to my lawyer because, you have to write notes on that. And my lawyer didn't contact me back and stuff like that because this week I have a meeting with with corporate about him. And he's been like saying, "Oh, Wendy doesn't want to take pictures with us. Wendy doesn't want to do that. She's racist." He tells me, "You're racist." I said, "No, I just hate people like you." And it was distress on that with my anxiety and with everything going on with Faith with her health. It's like, it's another thing. I shouldn't be going to work worrying about I have to watch my back, or he's going to have one of his friends follow me home. And because this guy's a nutcase.
Well, if you ever need a letter like of support, let me know.
Mm-hmm. Well, I told the management, I straight up told them I'm not going home. I said I'll do a drug test. I'll go get a cop. I'll be doing a breathalyzer. I'm not leaving. I told her exactly like that, and I shouldn't be dealing with that shit at work because of him. Because I don't say, "Hey, Kyle Rittenhouse's mom" or anything. Everybody knows me as Wendy, and I have 3 kids, and that's we work more. I mean, we spend more time with our coworkers than family.
I literally started the job now. I'm working from 7. I leave work at 6:50. I work 8 to 6. I work 8 to 6 every day now. Just so then I can make money, so then we can move into a place and finally get food. We can finally pay everything that we need to pay because we're so behind.
Faith, if you don't mind me asking, what do you do? I mean, without giving away too much. I mean, can you give us an idea about what kind of work you do?
I do childcare. I'm a childcare. Okay.
And that's something you did, Wendy, didn't you?
No, I took care of people.
You took care of adults. Once adults get old enough, it's basically the same job, right?
I love that because I mean, some of them are with it. They still have their mind,
I know all those children's songs.
and them telling how they grew up and stuff, and the depressions, and there was some funny residents. I mean, they passed on. I still have memories of them. I have like little angels that family members gave me.
That's cute.
And I have pictures of me and my favorite resident still. I miss him terrible. My little Leroy, I loved him and stuff like that. And it's like I try to move on. So 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 I can put everything that happened to my family behind me and just work for the future. And it's like big roadblocks and people like that at my work is putting my safety in danger at work. And with Faith having her illness and stuff like that, it took a big strain out of us and stuff.
Appendicitis and ankleitis.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. I mean, you got death threats and things like that, and you kind of alluded to certain problems recently. Do you still feel like you're insecure? Like, do you worry about people finding out who you are and coming after you?
Yeah. With with my supervisor, I mean, I get anxiety when I go to work. Hopefully, I mean, thinking that he's there, and when he's not there, I mean, it's a lot better, and a lot better because who else is he telling at the place of our employment about who I am?
Have you thought about changing your name? Has that come up?
Yes.
Yeah,
Faith comes a yes.
You know what? Yeah, because I did think about it and everything, but you know what? That's who I am. I'm Wendy Rittenhouse. If I ever get remarried, I'll take on their last name. But as now, I'm Wendy Rittenhouse, and
okay, we almost got a real spot there. But Wendy, but people also you used to go by Wendy Lewis. Is that your maiden name?
yes, it is.
Have you thought about just using that?
Guys, we got a live stream of my glasses breaking.
Oh no, another expense.
We're gonna have to start another GoFundMe just for her glasses.
Hey, are those prescriptions?
Yes.
Oh no. Now, hey, you can't blame that on me and Neil. No. We're not.
This one isn't our fault.
We're not taking the blame for that one.
Do we have super glue? I'll just super glue them for time being.
That's what you do. You're supposed to put little white tape on it and then put it on. That's really cool. The cool kids do that.
Let's just put some tape around it and call it a day.
So my work finally offers benefits where I am actually able to get vision insurance. So I will be getting new glasses.
Okay.
No. I thought about changing my name back to my maiden name when I got divorced. And
they did survive, Julia.
And it's like, yeah.
I need to go fix it.
There's, I mean, a lot of things. Hey, Maggie, what are you doing? Get down. She wants to be honest.
Maggie wants to be a star.
When Maggie found us, we found her in the apartment complex around November. She was only 2 months old. And it was like 4:00 in the morning. It was for Florida. It was kind of cold and raining. And I'm like, I looked over and I'm like, Mackenzie, there's a dog. There's a puppy. She's like, no. And she comes up off the table. And I'm like, oh my God, we can't leave her because, oh my God. And she thinks she's a cat too. And I'm like, we'll just take her. We'll just take her home. We'll just take her back home and everything. I'll give her a bath and I'll feed her. And we put her in the crate. As in the morning, we'll find the owner. We found the owner. And he's like, oh, can you watch her for a month? I'm like, no. Oh, what about what about? Come on, Maggie. What about a day? A day turned in the month, and I'm like, no, she's not getting. He's not getting her back. And I told Mackenzie, you text them that we want to keep her, and
no, she's for my daughter.
He said no, it's for my daughter. Next day, he's like, oh, you can keep her because your mom got attached, and there's another
she
dog.
Said you guys got attached, and that there's another dog, so she won't be alone.
Yeah, they.
So getting back to more like pertinent things here. When you walk around, do people recognize you as Wendy?
No, they just when I'm at work, it's just I have my badge turned away so people don't know my name.
So, yeah, but like what, upside down or something? What?
Literally the back of, you see the back. You don't see my face with my name or my last name. I turn it around on the back of me, and I tuck it in my shirt because I'm like, I don't want you knowing who I am. It's just like they come in, they come out. You know.
Now, Faith, you started work how long ago?
Like 20 days ago.
Okay. Are you getting full-time work?
Full-time, yeah.
So you have this eviction thing that's kind of looming over you right now, but you have like a light at the end of the tunnel because you managed to find a job.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good. That's good. But obviously the eviction thing is looming right now. How many more days do you have to come up with this money? Friday. Okay. So we need to kind of step up the, intensity here. Yeah, because Friday is the deadline and they need some help. And I have donated. And if we can get people donating some more, I'll donate a little bit more tonight. We need to kind of help them out. Neil, why don't you go ahead and kind of get out the word a little bit more here?
Yeah, basically, guys, if you want to donate, it's in the description in my video. It's also pinned to the top in my chat if you want to go to it on YouTube. We actually have kind of a weird thing going on today. I've never had this happen before. We actually have more viewers on Twitter today /X than I have on YouTube. That's never happened before.
If you go on Twitter, it's on my Twitter.
Yeah, so that helps. But like I spread it on Twitter, but like it like literally the stream on Twitter has more viewers, which is interesting. And I've got my standard token single viewer on Twitch. I always get one viewer on Twitch. That's why I always do that. It's usually the same person too. So, hey, welcome from Twitch. But anyway, but you guys can find it there, and I'll just drop it here in the chat real quick too. But if you guys can donate, please feel free. Try to give whatever you can. If there's a lot of people listening to it, and they will by the time I'm done with spreading this everywhere else, even a little bit from a lot of different people will still help them. So
I saw someone to answer this question to give better understanding. So it says how much do they need to stay in their place, the whole 3,000, or will they accept a partial? So pretty much we're getting evicted no matter what, so they won't take anything back, take anything, because our lease is already ending, and so they're you better find a new place.
So you need this money for your next move, right?
Next move and
U-Haul,
moving expenses such as if we have to get a hotel to stay in
or storage.
And not to mention, most of these places want huge security deposits.
Yeah, first month.
It costed me $3,000 to move into the place I am in now.
I mean, first month, last month, security deposit. I mean, it's ridiculous. They want if say a place is $2,000 because it's a random number. They want the first month's rent. That's $2,000. They want a deposit, $2,000, $4,000 right there. If your credit's bad, an extra $2,000. That's $6,000 just to move into a place. Your first, last, and deposit. And with that, but certain places, it depends on where you go. They do half off the first rent, or they'll have specials running, stuff like that. And plus, with the pet deposit. It depends on how many pets you have. If you have one pet, it's like 300, 500 for two pets, and your pet your pet rent, like $25 a month. I just tell them I just have one. So I'm like, I have one dog. And then later I'll say, oh, I got another dog. Here's an extra $200 for this dog.
So, how much are you paying rent now, if you don't mind me asking? I mean, or how much are you planning? How much do you think you're going to have to pay per month?
Rent's not cheap. I mean, seriously.
How much would you think?
Probably about 17.
17,000.
Wow, you need to move to Oklahoma.
It's very. I mean, if you're in the ghetto, it would be like 1,000 to. I mean, downtown Ghettosville and everything like that. The cheapest I saw it was like 1,200 for a 2-bedroom.
Yeah,
And I Googled that. I was like, oh, I'm like, nope.
I've been looking into moving as well. This is kind of like a countrywide problem to have this super high rent. Like even renting a mobile home right now, like just renting a trailer from someone is going to cost you like over 1,000 and probably more, like double the rent of where I pay now. So I'm basically stuck where I am because I've been thinking about moving as well. But yeah, it's going on everywhere.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. You just stepped on it. No, I mean the price of living is ridiculous. It's like I just saw in San Diego a cheapest 1-bedroom apartment is like 2,000. I mean,
San Diego, yeah.
Yeah, it depends on where you go. I thought Chicago was bad because where we were living at the time of the incident, I was paying for a 2-bedroom, $985 for a 2-bedroom. I thought, oh my God, that's expensive. But I was like, I wish I could pay that now because it'd be okay. But I was like, oh my God, this is horrible. But times change and everything because the price of the economy, it literally sucks. It's like the rich gets richer and the poor gets poorer. And people can't afford rent or afford their car, afford food or health care. And people are like, oh, the economy is booming. No, it isn't. It's not booming. It's like,
well, booming is in like blowing up and then being destroyed.
Even
sorry.
a girl. I mean, another one of my coworkers. She's in the same predicament I am about she lost her place. She had to go to Oklahoma, drop her kids off to her mom and dad.
Oklahoma?
Yeah.
I thought it was Mississippi.
No, I'm sorry, Mississippi.
Oh.
Almost by each other. And she goes, yeah, I had to go drop my kids off for the summer to find a place for my kids. She goes, I don't want them being in a hotel because it was a skaggy an OBT bad hotel, and there was like crack dealers around, and she's like, no, I can't deal with it. It's like she took a week off and stuff like that to take her kids to her mom's, and she came back to work. It's like, yep, my best effort to get my kids back home. It's like she goes, yeah, I'm saving the money, but the place, living at the hotel is eating that her living, her savings away and stuff like that. She goes, I paid like $500 a week for the hotel, and that's $2,500 a month. And I was like, I've been there, done that so many times.
You need to move out to Oklahoma. Things are so much cheaper here. I mean, literally, like like $1,200 a month has got you a 2-3 bedroom apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now I'm gonna have to make my way down there too. Thanks.
Because I grew up in northern Michigan, and I always say when I get older, I'm gonna move out of Michigan, and because I hated northern Michigan so much. It's like now I just miss the peace and quiet and seeing the skies with the stars and stuff and the fresh air.